Go ahead, Sarah.
Speaking of which, our supply kind of increased a little bit last week. This is, time of year to do it. These are our single family counts that are available. They're not increasing very fast, but you know what? None of our kind of changes in our supply and demand are changing super fast right now. So we're just watching, expect inventory to increase for the next 3-4 months. That would be normal seasonality. That is not what we've seen over the last 3 years. So as you know, between 2020 to 2023, none of the seasonality of having inventory growth really started happening until like Q2. And usually, so we're kind of expecting it Q1, and then that would lead to a little bit more normalization, which we all want.
Yeah, and again, always, if you go back one sec, always be careful in interpreting this. So, the peak in inventory was last year was, as I read this, 569,898. So call it 570,000 homes. That was the highest, and I'm asking Sarah, that was the highest number of homes on the market unsold at any point last year. Call it 570, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And right now, we're sitting at 505, which is only a slight increase where we were last week, call it just under 500. So, on a national basis, 5,000 increases, nothing. And so that's like what, a 1% increase, I guess. So 1% increase. So it's about the same. And then you look back and you say, oh my gosh, how awful it was there at 240,000, but not really, because the reason there were 240,000 is people were buying homes quickly. They were putting them on the market, buying them, putting them on the market, buying them. They were being snapped up as fast as they were coming on the market. So don't look at 240 as saying that's a bad thing unless you're a buyer. As a realtor, 240 was fine if you have a lot of people putting them on and a lot of people gobbling them up. So you never want to judge your opportunity by the number of homes on the market alone. That would be a misinterpretation. You want to judge your opportunity by the number of homes coming on the market and then the number of homes selling. Does that make sense, Sarah?
Yep.
Yeah.
I almost had a chart in of new listings and new contracts, but I pulled it because I had a lot of charts in here. So
Yeah, go ahead.
Next week I'll do that. Go exactly with what you're talking about. But here, and demand is increasing. And this is another example of how we look at demand is price reductions. And so our price reductions have been falling for for a while. And they really increased in October because we hit over 8% on the mortgage rates. And we started seeing a whole lot more price reductions. And then now what we're starting to see is they're coming back down because, interest rates came down. And even though they didn't come down a lot, that just shows how powerfully the market responds to the shifts in the interest rates, and it's impacting what the sellers have to do to entice those buyers.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. Price cuts 32%. Last year, what was that? The height last year, 35.8.
Yeah. Well, no, it was just this time last year was 35.8. I think we crossed right around 40 at the very high point in October.
Oh, I see it there. Yeah. So it's up. Yeah. It's up what, 41, 42. I see the graph going up there, coming down. All right. So we're a little bit better than we were last year at this time in terms of price reductions.
And we have more new listings than last year, and we have about 5% more new contracts than last year.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Go ahead.